literally a month in, he would talk and I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I will never forget that. I hit 1 million followers on my birthday. Like, it'll be like our content day at the nudist colony.
We should talk about that. Welcome to episode 3 of No Script. Today's guest is someone who is so infatuated with Russian culture that has convinced the world that she herself might be 100% from Russian descent. However, this Starbucks drinking white girl has you all fooled. Not only does she play a better Vladimir Putin than Vladimir Putin, but she has her hands in more projects than snakes on Medusa's head. Introducing Alex Drachnik, or Sasha.
Hello, my friends. Yes, I'm ready for my close-up.
This is just a podcast.
Okay, did you bring me vodka? I requested vodka.
Still just a podcast. We're just talking. We don't entertain people's needs.
Okay, so do I need to move this? Like, what do I do here?
Yeah,
like
you see, you just gotta.
Okay.
Yep.
Usually I have my assistant do that.
Yep, we don't have those here either.
Okay, so do you want both Sasha and Alex? Yeah?
Yeah, you just be yourself. I guess that's what I wanted to start with.
I don't know how to do that.
I was gonna say like, I don't know, like you came into this game and just butt fucked it with Russian culture, huh? That the whole world just sees you. Russian girl. I've been with her and we just been like, do Russian.
Yeah.
Russian. And she's like, hey girl. She's what? No, you're not Russian.
People will literally meet me from TikTok and I'll be like, hey, what's up? And they're like, that's your voice? And I was like, oh yeah, I talk like this. I have completely fooled you.
I don't doubt it. I probably would have thought the same if I didn't know you.
It's all the Russians. I was like Annie and
That's
Edward.
the only one. All the Russians in the world think I'm Russian. You know, Annie.
Edward, Ekaterina, they all thought I was actually Russian.
Really?
Yeah. Especially Ekaterina. She was like, oh, you're not Russian? I was like, well, I am Russian, but like this much.
Because that's the thing with Russian creators. They're Russian, right? Like the ones that are like pretend. Are they not?
No, they are. They're all Russian.
Right? You're like the only one that's done it.
Oh my
not
God.
being Russian.
I am the only one who's like not Russian. Or
Yeah.
I am Russian. I just want to say that.
What? 2%?
Yeah, like I'm a couple percent. But for those that don't know, Alexandra is Sasha in Russia. A lot of people don't know that. My name is actually Sasha.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are like, where'd you get that name from? I'm like, well, it's my name.
Wow. So why did you, like, what made you just like, I'm going Russian, period, when TikTok started?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been on TikTok, or not even TikTok. I've been on the internet making videos for 15 years, like forever, before you were born, probably.
That is before.
By the way, I'm elder than him by a lot, but you guys all think I'm like 21, whatever.
Mom.
But I've always seen myself in, I don't know, you know how you picture yourself and how people see you and whatever. My version was I was always like this badass, cool villain. It's always how I saw myself, or something like, not even a villain, just like walking around in a biker black jacket, badass. And in movies and TV shows, those people were always like the badass Russians. They're always like super sexy. They're like, yes, I will take you to jail, but I'm going to steal your money first. And you're like, yes. And then what happened to me was I was on, Musically, TikTok, whatever, back in 2018, 2019. And then right when the pandemic hit, everyone was on TikTok doing random stuff. I was doing all sorts of stuff before I was Russian on TikTok.
Oh, I thought you just came into it Russian.
Oh, you don't know this?
No.
Oh, wow. No. To go really far back, Musically DM'd me on Instagram. I have DMs from TikTok asking me to join their app.
Wow.
Yeah. I need to screenshot those and like print them out or something.
Yeah, send me that. That's
yeah.
crazy.
It was when I was so I used to be like a fitness bodybuilder back in the day, and I was doing fitness content. And then they had messaged me like, put your fitness content on Musically. I was like, sure, whatever. But I was like, why would I join another app when I'm on Instagram already? And then fast forward a couple, months later, my friend Amelia.
Yeah.
Remember Amelia?
She's coming tomorrow.
No way.
She's staying here for
what?
Robbie has his bodybuilding competition, so she's
Oh shit! I'm completely out of the loop. Holy shit! Damn it! I'm gonna be gone, but I'll figure it out. Amazing. Are you gonna interview her too?
I was thinking about it. We do these Fridays. She's only here literally for Robbie's shoot.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
So it's like,
okay, well, Amelia was the one who actually was like, hey, you need to really get on TikTok. 'Cause now it was called TikTok by the time I started using it a bit more. She had already started going viral and she was verified. This was before the pandemic. So she was already like an early TikToker. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll get on TikTok. I'll do more. So I started doing a ton of videos. I did everything. If you go back 2 years before, dances, lip singing. I tried doing the Renegade. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, I'm like in my room trying to practice fucking Renegade. I was like, dude, I literally, because they make it look so easy. And then I would do it. I was like,
do you know this one?
Dude, I don't know. I don't,
Corvette.
Corvette.
Hopped in a
I don't know at
jet.
this point.
Like,
sturdy.
sturdy.
Sturdy?
What's sturdy mean?
Sturdy.
There's a new dance. They're still going?
Listen, I don't see dances on my 40 page.
Yeah, my For You page is I like it though.
Yeah.
YouTube's also really good at that. YouTube Shorts I'll watch one video on one thing and the next 20 videos, like 18 of them are gonna be what I like.
I haven't looked. I mean, I'm on YouTube Shorts, but I haven't like scrolled through like I do TikTok yet. Maybe I just gotta start doing that. Anyway, ADHD over here. Back to wherever I was. Oh, I was doing everything. I'm telling you, I was doing like fitness content, but I was funny fitness. All these people are like so serious. I used to do these videos during quarantine where I would dress up in crazy costumes and do a workout video in that costume. So if it was like Star Wars, I would be Princess Leia and I'd show you how to work out, but with like a lightsaber and stuff. I did all these cool things and I put them on YouTube and a little bit on TikTok, but not really. But again, I was doing everything. And then I was doing like festival content, this and that. And it was like every 50 videos, something would go mega viral. And I was like, but it was always the weird, funny stuff. And I was like, how do I like keep this up? You know what I mean? Because it would go viral and then nothing else would go viral. And you see a lot of those like one hit wonders. And then right at the end of 2020 in November, I was working full time on a TV show, Snowfall.
You did do crazy work behind the scenes of TV stuff.
Yes. Remember, yeah. So that's why I have so many layers of my life. I moved to LA to work in the TV and film world, but I've been doing social media videos for 15 years, like insane. And so I was working on Snowfall and I got COVID, okay? And it was the first time I had gotten COVID ever. And it's November 2020, okay? Everyone's freaking out. I woke up in the morning, I was covered in sweat and I have a call from my job and they're like, hey, you have COVID. And I was like, yeah, I know, I know. And I was like, am I fired? They're like, no, you have COVID. Like you actually get to stay home for 2 weeks straight and get paid. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Like, what? And I was like, okay, this is dope. So I knew from being on the internet and making videos for 15 years, I was like, okay, this is literally my first time I ever have a chance to literally make something go viral. I have 2 weeks to do something, like something. And so you're not a girl, so you wouldn't understand this, but most females look at it.
I'll get it.
When you're bored at home, especially when you're sick, all you want to do is practice doing stupid, weird makeup and making your hair crazy and wearing cool outfits because you're sick and delusional.
Why is this a girl's thing?
Are you putting black eyeliner and makeup on?
I might be.
You might be, actually.
I might be.
I honestly shouldn't judge. So I was like doing my makeup all dark and stuff, and I was parting my hair down the middle, which I don't usually do. My hair wasn't pink at the time. It was back when it was blonde. And I remember looking in the mirror and I was like, ooh, I look kind of European. Ooh, I look kind of Russian. And so what did I do? I went online and I looked for a Google translator and I would type a English sentence in and it would say it back to me in a Russian accent.
So that's how you learn?
This is how I did it.
Yeah, I thought, wow. Yeah, because I can't do a Russian accent to save my life.
Neither could I. If you go back to my first videos before I met you, they would like, hello, I have vodka. Would you like some? It was
What is it now?
Hello, I have vodka. Would you want some, please? Except I don't know if it's like, mixed in.
It's pretty good.
You should definitely add some of those old videos into this podcast.
Can we watch one? I think if you pull one up on your phone, we could have it play. If you just
It's
read
gonna
out what
take
it's
a
called.
second. I gotta scroll forever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's on your same YouTube channel.
No, it's on TikTok.
Oh, it's on this is all on TikTok,
Yeah,
too.
this is like, so I'm on TikTok at this point
Wow.
because it's, I'll keep scrolling until we get there. I'm on TikTok at this point because remember I said I joined before the pandemic in 2018. So I was making all these videos for TikTok, not for YouTube. I had a YouTube from doing all my fitness stuff, but I was focused on TikTok because I like making short form videos. So again, I was practicing my Russian accent. I really want to find it. It's gonna take forever.
You also had a crazy blow up story with the Russian stuff. Like what was it, 2 months? You hit 1 million or something crazy?
1 month. And we'll get to that part. I'll show this later. Yeah, get it right.
1 month?
1 month. That's crazy. Okay, you can show a video clip of it later. I'll show you. Okay, so I was
what to 1 million in a month?
200K to 1 million in a month. So I was stuck at that 200K mark from doing just random stuff. When your account doesn't have a consistent brand, you're just like, okay, why do I follow you?
Yeah.
So during those 2 weeks, I was practicing that accent, and I was still a fitness trainer online and stuff. So the content I was doing was American versus Russian fitness trainer. So the American would be like, hi, welcome to your fitness class. Let's work out. And the Russian would be like, welcome to class. I'm going to crush your soul. Let's go. Silly stuff like that. Yeah. And they were doing okay. But when you have something, and even though it's not doing very well right now, you're like, this is it. I knew. I was like, there's something here. And then I went to Tahoe with my friends for winter break or whatever. And we did some videos in the snow and I was like, ooh, these are kind of cool. And then I went home to my parents' house and that's the first time I had a vodka bottle in it. And the first time I ever hit the bottle cap off, I kind of went like this. I hit it and it like fell off and I was like,
it hits your thumb. You just get chills up your spine.
I was
It's like
like
a moment of realization. You're like,
this is it.
this is it.
Literally, because it did it and I was like, that's interesting. And then I came back in January. And January, I believe 6th, 2021 is when everything changed. I called up my friend. Yeah, I remember this to the day. I called my friend. I was like, hey, you want to come over? I'm doing this like Russian versus American series. And like some of them are doing okay, but I want to see what else we can do. And she's like, yeah, sure. So she comes over. We filmed this American versus Russian going to the grocery store. And that was the fucking video at the time. Like 2 years ago, that was a popular video. We filmed it, edited it in 5 minutes. I posted it at 8 p.m. at night on a Thursday. I remember this so clearly. And I was in that gown I used to wear all the time. I used to wear a gown all the time. And I woke up the next morning. It already had 1 million views within like 8 hours. And I had Edward who texted me and was like, hey, we need to collab right now. Because Edward was only at 2 million at that time, which is fucking amazing because I'm at 2 million now, you know, like, and the fact that he was messaging me and I only had 200,000 followers, I was like, oh my God. And I remember sitting there all day. I was like, it was like going up like crazy. And it's the first time I've ever been that viral. It was like, it ended up hitting 10 million views, like that video.
Well, also, this is also the time in TikTok where you can do that. Like now it takes like 4 days to even see like a couple 100,000.
And you can't grow like this anymore.
No.
Like you won't see the growth I had like this anymore. You can get a video with like, you can get like 20 videos in a row with like 16 million views and you'll get like maybe 200,000 followers these days. It's so hard to blow up. So when this was happening, it was mind blowing, especially because I had been on the internet for 15 years. Okay. Like they call it the 10-year overnight success story because it's like people don't know the 10 years leading up to it. Mm-hmm. So Edward then ended up coming over like later that day and we filmed the part 2 because as you know, when you have a viral video, what is the next thing you do? You do it again, but like a part 2, because that's how you go viral and stay viral, right? So we did a part 2 and when we posted it, every comment was like, this is the collab we've all needed. You're going to break the internet. It was insane. Like it was honestly insane. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. And I was like, okay, I have to continue Sasha's story. Everyone wants to know what is Sasha, is this, da-da-da-da. And then I basically went from 200,000 followers to 1 million in 1 month. I was working full-time on a TV show as well on Snowfall. And I would wake up 3 hours early just to make content and post it that day. It was insane. I was like, I would post a video to get like 3 million views and I'd have another 100K in 3 days. It was mind blowing. And then I was on set and all the actors on set, like big actors, like D. Ray Davis, like huge comedians and stuff. And like the director and everything, they'd come up to me and they're like, I'm a PA, by the way, I'm handing you a coffee on a really big TV set. They're like, how come you're all over the internet? And like, but you're handing us a coffee. And I was like, oh no. And then D. Ray Davis looks at me and he goes, do not stop because this is how it starts. And I said, yes, sir. And that was the last big TV show I ever worked on.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the point where you realized you don't need, obviously you have your hands on a lot of things right now, but what was the point where you're like, I could live off social media and I could do this?
It was a little bit later than that, but it was more so not even just living off of it. I thought I was passionate about working on movies and TV shows, and I totally was for a long time. But I didn't like that I wasn't creative at it, because when you're working on the really big productions, it's like I'm a PA, so I have no say in anything. I have to work like 20 years to get to where I wanted to be, right? And I just was like, I'm creative now and I want to use it now. So social media and like TikTok was an outlet for me. And millions of people are thinking I'm funny and creative. I'm going to fucking roll with it. You know what I mean? So after that month, you know, when I started to meet all you guys and we did all these TikToks, we collabed for months on end. It was awesome. And then when people started, what really did it for me was people were asking me for, hey, so like, can you also do the production for us? And that's where the TV and film skills that I have came in handy.
I guess something I remember you told me was like, Kia, I have this big idea. Right when I hit 1 million, I'm going to get a tattoo. And I was like, all right, cool. Like no one, it's cool, sure. And then, but this tattoo was, it's like, I was like, okay.
All right, let's show it.
Show it.
So when I hit 1 million followers, I got a tattoo of a vodka bottle.
Why there?
Because it's hidden. And also when I flip people off, it's a vodka bottle. Also, it was just so like random. The craziest thing about hitting 1 million followers, I hit 1 million followers on my birthday weekend.
Did you really?
With all of my best friends. It was the coolest shit in the world. So yeah, when I was hitting 1 million followers, I hit it that Friday of my birthday weekend. And I was with all my best friends up in Mammoth for my birthday. And I got this tattoo before because I knew, I already knew I was going to hit it that night. So I was like, I rushed, got the tattoo, drove to Mammoth, and my friends are sitting there and there's like 30 of us hanging out. It was awesome. And they're like, right when it hit, everyone's filming me. My friend brought me out a cake, and the cake was shaped as a vodka bottle. I was like, happy birthday, you hit 1 million followers. I was like, holy shit. Like,
You're
this
like
is insane.
getting this tattoo, you like, right when you hit 1 million, and then someone unfollows you, you're like, stop. Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay, we hit it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
But like,
you never hit it. You just go to 1 million, right away 999, and then you just drop, and there's like half bottle of vodka on you.
I'll be like, oh, I drank it all. No, but that was the craziest part. Is like hitting that first 1 million. I mean, like, remember when you hit 1 million? It's like that cool feeling. You're like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah, but then it's like, I hate the feeling. Like I was like, what's next? I'm like, damn, I wish I could be more thankful for this.
dude, always what's next. Obviously, the birthday was amazing. Like, that was, I will never forget that. I hit 1 million followers on my birthday. Like, what?
That was, yeah, you probably forgot it was your birthday. You were like, let's celebrate
It was
1 million.
just, and then I was with all my best friends, and it was just so like that feeling at that time was like that was the best birthday I've ever had. And because of that trip, we actually do that mammoth trip every year now for my birthday. And my birthday is coming up, and I'm turning 30 this year, so we have 100 people we're inviting up to me.
Wow. Let me tell you, when you hit that 1 million on YouTube, it's a whole nother feeling.
Dude,
Because you actually get something, you know? Like, I'm not flexing it, I'm just saying.
Fuck you. Get something.
No, I'm saying, but it's like when you physically like see the achievement and you see that piece of paper that says like signed by YouTube CEO, it's like, wow. Because like
That is really cool.
you don't start this thinking you're gonna have that. I mean, a lot of people that do YouTube probably when they're not on like, I don't know, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, that would be so cool to have one day, this, that. But it's like when you're like really doing this for real, like your mind isn't on having that plaque. Your mind is on like
making content.
what's next for content.
What's next?
You know?
Oh my God, it's always what's next. That it's like it kind of sucks sometimes. Like as you said, like when you hit 1 million, but then you're like, okay, what's next? Like, like the fact that I have 400,000 on YouTube alone and it's growing really fast, I'm sitting here like, when am I gonna get to 1 million? Like, no, I have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's so hard sometimes, especially with TikTok. Like, you know, when I hit 2 million on TikTok, I was like, woo! I was really excited.
Yeah, especially being around people in LA that it's like numbers basically run what you get into, who you're around, and it's like it's kind of stupid. Like,
so I went to a Halloween party like with all these TikTokers or whatever, and it was actually at a warehouse in downtown LA, which I thought was cool because that's my area. Like that's my warehouse party. So I was like, what are all these TikTokers doing here? It was really funny. We were in line and we were talking to this one guy, and he has like 6 million on YouTube or something. He's dope, and I literally looked at him and I was like, you know, if you go up to anyone here, you'd be like, yo, how many followers do you have? Everyone here probably has like over 1 million doing something. You know what I mean? And like, it's always funny because people at the door, you know, at clubs and stuff like, yeah, I have a couple million on YouTube or TikTok. At this party, it's like, cool. So do they.
Yeah. I think the funny thing is like we over here, we're also used to like everyone doing social media around us. When I go back home, I have friends that like,
you're famous.
Yeah, it's that. Plus, it's like we'll walk into like some places like restaurants, and I hate it because they'll be like, "Hey, he's famous. Like, look at this." This happened the other day. I went to the smoothie place, Robex or whatever it is. I went there with my friend Anthony. He's one of my friends from my hometown, and we walk in. I order. I'm like, "Whatever you want, bro. I got you." He's like, "Thank you." And then I buy it, right? And then he's like, "Look, he's famous." Pulls out my TikTok. He's like, "Look at this guy." Blah blah. And the guy's like, "Dude, you should have showed me before. You guys would have had free smoothies on me." I'm like, I just don't like doing that. You know, like I don't like walking in somewhere and being like, "What's up, guys? I'm Kia. Can I get something?"
I don't like doing that either. Actually, I learned about a really good flirting technique, which is cool.
Tell me.
Okay. Let your friends brag about you. Don't brag about yourself. No, seriously. And if your friends like you, they'll do it without even realizing they're doing it. Anytime I go out, like I don't really tell, like I'll tell people like, yeah, I'm a creative director for a TikTok agency. And then my friends will be like, okay, she's being modest. She fucking has 1 million gajillion followers. I'm like, oh, you know, but there's a flirting technique. I actually learned this from TikTok. This girl was like, if you want to come off, people will be more attracted to you if you're not the one talking about yourself and someone else is. Isn't that interesting?
Nice.
Yeah. So I was like,
Well, what's your dating life like in LA? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can actually. Yeah. That's a good topic to cover. Ooh, if you want to talk about that subject, what's the subject?
You want to talk about that on Spill the Boba?
Spill the Boba. We should talk about my dating life there. I can tell you about
your dating life there.
Yeah, that's actually what we should talk about.
Okay, I'm down. Oh man, a lot of stories.
Well,
don't tell me now.
We'll go there.
All right, let's see.
What are your other random topics? It's so funny you didn't know that that was my origin story of TikTok.
Yeah, another funny thing is like, because now that you're talking about like being in like the PA side of things, I was at Starbucks today with Huddy, my roommate, and this guy comes in with like the PA stuff on him. I was like, okay, I know what he does, like based on what he's like wearing and all that. stuff he has on him. And he walks up and he's like, not complaining about his order, but like something wasn't right. And Huddy's like, I hate people who do this. I'm like, no, dude. Like, if this guy goes back to the set and something's wrong, it's on him. Sorry, like I get it.
He's probably getting Angelina Jolie's order, and it's like all fucked up.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
No, you can literally, like, I'm not kidding you. Film sets are exactly like how you think they are. Some actors are atrocious, unfortunately, and if you get the order wrong, they will literally look you dead in the eye and be like, get her out of here. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, that's like, especially if they're there for like hours and hours and hours, their patience level is probably like 0, huh?
Dude, they get to sit in a fucking trailer and they get pampered. Pfft, okay.
I hear you, but
Being an actor is so hard.
like, bitch, how can you tell the difference between sugar and stevia?
Oh my God, I know. Insane.
All right, let me talk to you about.
Give it to me.
I don't know. I was gonna talk about the dating life before we got into Spill the Boba, but I guess we can go
Well,
to. No,
I guess what we could do is
we'll save it all. It's okay.
okay. We'll save it.
I want to play. I kind of had that quick game on here because I've never done the. He's a 10, but I wanted to do that with you. Okay.
I wish I had my red flags. Damn it.
Oh, that would have been good.
Red flag. Red flag.
Okay, this first one is, I know you're big on this. He's a 10, but he despises EDM music.
That is a 0. 3.
3?
Yeah, and it's because if you don't have similar music tastes, it ain't gonna work. Tell me right now, I'm gonna go date a guy who likes country music festivals.
That was my next one. He's a 10, but likes country.
I will only, if he's a 10 but likes country, I'll give him a 5, but I'll rate him higher if he also likes EDM. Do you see? Then he can go to his country concerts with his dudes and then come with me to my.
But what if he just, like, not only does he hate EDM, but he just shits on it? Like, he'll
I
go
hate
around.
him. It's not gonna work. As I've gotten older, I've realized like half the events I go to are like cool house music events. You want to go with your significant other?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to like go to a club and be like sick, and then he goes, "Yeah, how's your stupid ass show?" Like, fuck you.
What does your Friday night look like? Like your ideal Friday night. If you could literally hit up anybody, go anywhere.
Go to sleep. A lot's changed. I'm tired now. I'm just kidding. It depends on the seasons, my mood, and how much work I'm doing at that moment. So right now, my ideal Friday night, like tonight, for instance, tonight's Friday, I'm driving to Joshua Tree to go meet up with my friends to go for our friend's 30th birthday. So I'm meeting up with all my friends. We're gonna do like some amazing hiking and like just have they're degenerates too though. So it's not just hiking.
I love Joshua Tree. I went with Brittany and it's like, you see these houses. We got this little ass wooden house and it was like, you go out at night, you see all the stars. And then like the other ones you see online, like these dome houses that are like all glass. I'm like, imagine that in West Hollywood.
Okay, so
Don't imagine that in West Hollywood.
I'm trying to. No, I actually went to dinner the other night with this guy who owns. We're like this giant like group dinner. Was dope, and he owns the Invisible House in Joshua Tree, and he
I've
owns
seen
it.
that one.
It is. Did you know that it's the most? It's like the most famous house on Airbnb.
Really? And it's like super expensive.
He owns it, and I got his contact info.
All right, let's go.
He says they shoot everything there. He's like, Chainsmokers shoot music videos there. Logan Paul does stuff there. Everyone does everything.
Yeah,
there.
because you walk in, there's like this big pool with all mirrors around, huh? And
I like that you knew. I was like, you'll know it.
Oh, I know.
All right, I'll hit him up and be like, hey, it'll be like our content day at the nudist colony.
We should talk about that. Where did that start? We got invited. That was you, huh?
Yeah, it was me. It was my friend.
Maybe don't shit on it as much.
No, it's not even shitting on it. It's like my
No, I was
friend.
gonna shit on it.
Oh, okay. Well, my friend bought a nudist colony in San Diego because we also throw festivals there. Like he throws his own festival there. He bought the nudist colony. It's very smart. And he hits me up because he loves all the content I do. And he's like, hey, do you and your friends want to come down and shoot a bunch of content? But it's at a nudist colony. And I was like, yeah, but you also have to realize I'm with friends with a lot of TikTokers who don't party or like, no, like, you know, like it could be weird.
So that's your side of everything. From our side, it was like, all right, especially from Shane's side, our friend Shane, he was like, we're going to film content. We're going to go there. Shane pulls up like almost near the end of the night, the first night.
Oh, that's right.
And he pulls in and all he sees is just naked people. And he's like, they left. They left that night. They didn't even stay the first night.
Right.
They saw naked people and ran.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I was playing tennis. I was enjoying my time there. The tennis ball would go over the fence, land in front of a naked 85-year-old man. I'd be like, you mind if I grab this ball from under
And he's
yours?
like, which ball?
Yeah, exactly.
But can that go on Vine?
No, but it was fun. Like, I didn't film shit.
But it was fun. Like we got to do a little outing. But that's the thing is like, I'm used to stuff like that where I'm like, oh, I'll just go on random adventures. But I feel like, like some groups did not grow up with that, or especially if you're not from California. I grew up in California, right? So I like grew up with like the craziest random shit. Like I'm going to Joshua Tree tonight, for instance. I'm just going to be weird.
But I think the other thing was like, it's hard to film content when everybody there is naked. You
right.
know? Like,
right.
What do you like? You see this like little filtered tan blob walking in the background in the middle of the video.
Everywhere. There was only like 80 people that lived there.
Yeah, but then like they had crazy rules. Like we were like, let's go swimming, and they're like, you can't go swimming unless you're naked. Unless you're naked. I'm like, all right. That's why we waited till like midnight to get in the water when no one was there. Remember that?
Whatever. We had fun. It was so random. Whatever.
There's a lot of people there. I remember I shared the room with Edward. I shared a bed with Edward.
Wow, how was that? Oh, girls pay money for that,
right? That Russian schlongadol.
Did you subscribe to his OnlyFans?
I'm on it. I'm on that shit. All right, let me go to this next one.
How's my hair? Do I look good?
Cricket.
Shut up.
All right, this next one is for Sasha.
Oh, okay. Sasha is here.
For Sasha the Russian. He's a 10, but he's from Ukraine. Just kidding, don't answer that at all. Just don't.
I will not answer that. I will get canceled for that.
All right. This one, realistically, this one's a good one. He's a 2, but ever since he started watching your videos at the young age of 10, he purposely saved his virginity for the day he met you.
No, that's a stage 5 clinger. Fuck no. Hell no. No, because now I don't want to date a fan. I don't want to date a guy who's like, the moment I sleep with him, he is going to think that we're going to end up together. What if I don't want to end up with him?
This guy waited 8 years after he was 10 and said, that's the one for me.
Why 10?
He's just been a long time.
That's going to be he's probably a -1 now. Dude, the guy will cling to me. He'll think I'm amazing and then he'll be annoying and I will hate him. I need a guy to give me a little bit of a challenge.
And that was like the one I was the most certain this guy would be a 10.
Oh, wow. You're learning some stuff about me. I'm like, no.
What's with the style you got going on? Because I did see a video, and we talked about this before the podcast started. Avril Lavigne.
Wait, who is she? Oh, wait, you don't know who she is.
I know who Machine Gun Kelly is. So you made a video with who?
Oh, okay. So I've been a big Avril Lavigne fan forever. Before you were born, you child. No, I've been Avril Lavigne, like when I was 13 years old, Avril Lavigne was our fucking god. She made like Skater Boy. I would dress exactly like her, like very like punk rock tomboy vibes. It was awesome. And she made us goth emo kids feel like, yeah, we're noticed because she's beautiful. And then because of us millennials, like I'm almost 30 and all this millennial like Warped Tour, all these artists are all coming back now because we're all older now and they're making like a full comeback and nostalgic. So Avril Lavigne came out with an album like last year or something and I've been following it forever. I'm like, this is great, whatever. And then I dyed my hair pink. This was an accident, by the way. This did not happen on purpose. People are like, how do you just accidentally dye your hair pink? It's not even a long story. But, and then it was funny when this happened because I was like, oh my God, Avril Lavigne used to have pink hair. You don't know this. I used to have pink hair underneath here like when I was like 16 or something. So I've done this before, but not like this. And then when I did this, I was like, wow, I'm really Avril Lavigne now. And then for her show, my friend Drake, he had pink hair for the show, and just like Machine Gun Kelly, and I had my pink hair. And I was like, oh my God, we should duet the Machine Gun Kelly, Avril Lavigne video they put on TikTok. We'll just duet it and do the same thing, like side by side, and we're dressed the same. And we did it, and we just posted it, right? I'm like, whatever, like she'll never see it. And then literally the next day I wake up in the morning, and she not only had commented on my TikTok, being like, this is awesome. I was like, her or her social media manager downloaded the TikTok, posted it to Avril Lavigne's story, and then tagged me on Instagram.
Wow.
And she doesn't post that many stories. It was my only TikTok and then like a story of something else. And I was like, holy fuck, like, what?
See, I recognize Machine Gun Kelly. I didn't know who she was, though.
Do you not know Skater Boy? He was a skater boy.
Do you know that, Armand? Yeah, I know that, too.
Oh, my God. Before he was like, oh, Avril Lavigne? How do you spell her name? Like, God. Yeah, but that was cool. And like, it's really cool. Like, I don't know about you, but like, obviously I don't like use my social media power clout. Like, am I copying you?
No, what's going on?
No, he's like, touching his nose. Like, I don't use my social media power clout where I'm like, oh my God, I have a gajillion followers. I'm going to go message every artist and tell them I'm amazing. You know what I mean? I don't ever do that.
What do you mean I do?
No,
I don't know about you.
I meant like, I don't know about you, but I don't do that. I mean, I don't know what you do. But what was cool though is like, because I have like some sort of status on, not even status, I have following on social media. There's a chance that these artists that I tag will see the video, you know? So it was really cool. And she saw it and I was like, holy shit. And then when she tagged me, I messaged her in the DMs and like, thanks for sharing. And she like said something back to me and I was like, dude, I'm talking to Avril Lavigne right now. Like,
Yeah. See, like you posted that without knowing, huh?
yeah, I just posted because it's fun.
See, me on the other hand, I'm trying to get Mr. Luke Combs' attention in the country world. So I've been thinking about making this whole TikTok where I'm like, hey, Luke, if you message me back, I will drive my half and half colored Tesla anywhere, most likely where Nashville or wherever he's at. And I will play you in a game of rock, paper, scissors or some shit like that. And I would make that drive having to charge at 4,500 charging stations on the way there. I will make my way to Luke Combs, shake that man's hand, whoop his ass in rock, paper, scissors.
That's giving me Mr. Beast vibes.
I would do it.
He's like, how dare you compare me? I don't know why I keep looking over at him. I'm like, how dare
I
you?
keep looking at him too.
We're like talking to you. We're like, yeah, how dare you? Yeah. Okay,
So
cool.
Avril Lavigne, did she play a big part in like your style growing up? Or
Oh, I mean, definitely. Like growing up, like I was very like tomboy, skater, whatever girl. And like I've gone through phases. I was the goth kid and everyone does like my thing. I looked like Kurt Cobain at the time. Like my hair was parted down the center, straight blonde. I wore only dudes' clothes from Hot Topic and Costco. And I had chains. I used to have bracelets up to my fucking elbow. You know how I wear all these rings now? Like this?
Yeah.
This was like on my, up to my elbow. So imagine rings like this on my elbow, like bracelets and stuff. I used to wear spike bracelets. My nicknames were like Dungeons and Dragons and like all these random like Dragon Nick and all these like goth names I don't even know. And then, you know, when you're my age or back then, when you're trying to get, being goth wasn't cool back then, you guys, like being emo wasn't cool yet. It's cool now. I had so many phases. Right after that, I went to the Hollister girl. Hated that. I was just wore all preppy clothes. And then I was the super sporty girl and I wore like, you know, I played water polo. So I would just like get out. My hair was all like wavy.
You played water polo?
Oh, I played every sport under the sun.
I've heard some. I love the stories I hear about water
Oh,
polo.
I was the whole set, and the whole set's the girl in the middle, and I'm the one that fucking scores the goals.
The big one, huh? Like the big. Not,
No, I know, but yes, the big one. No, I know what you mean.
like
But I'm not big. That was the thing. But I was like feisty, so I still, because usually water polo girls are big. That is fair to assume.
guys too, because I watched the guys in high school play, and like he would like it's like the guy that's this big has like so much control. He's like in the middle. Everyone just tries to get him the ball,
Drowning him,
and he's like throwing these behind the back shots and stuff. And like
Water polo was the best sport ever. Like I dominated that sport.
I heard like guys like they'll like kick each other in the balls. They'll grab balls. What do you
Everything
guys
below
do?
water. Yeah, everything below
Finger
water.
each other?
Come on. No, everything below water is like
It's like you don't know what's going on.
girls will like fucking kick each other. I've heard of girls like sharpening their toenails.
There's
like,
some
stab
guy
each other.
underwater with goggles eating popcorn watching the girls underwater.
He's like, damn. No, but seriously, it's the most vicious sport because girls are like they're like a squid on you, you know, like trying to drown you. I honestly, there are times that I was playing water polo that I was like, this is it, I'm drowning. This is how Leonardo DiCaprio felt. I'm just fucking going down now later. Seriously, because you're swimming for 7 minutes straight. I believe it's 7 or 14 minutes. I can't remember.
That's what because like my friend, he played water polo. Now he's playing on like the club team at USC. His like strength is like insane. Like I've been on his shoulders in the water trying to push him down. He has his hands above water, just keeping me up.
Egg
like
beating.
here. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I was way better at water polo in community college. I would like to brag about this. I was their star player. I scored goals every single game, and we were the best team. And the one game I missed, I decided to go party at my friend's college instead because I wanted to. It was a birthday. They lost that game because I was not there. Yeah, and so I had to come back early to finish the tournament for them.
But like, and honestly, like you are like very like because you did bodybuilding, right?
That was afterwards too.
That was after.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like it's not easy to like get that kind of body. Like I'm sure you've had like some like past like what's it called? Like if I worked out forever, I could not get as like big like you know?
It's just I've been athletic forever too.
That's what I'm saying.
I played soccer for here we go. I played soccer for 15 years. I was a water polo player, pole vaulter, track runner. Pole vaulting was sick, by the way. Pole vaulting was so cool. I was a swimmer, diver. I dove also. Water polo. I played basketball, volleyball, archery, handball. Yeah, I've done a lot of sports. And then honestly, I used to surf all the time too. There was like back then I wanted to be a professional surfer. I wanted to be a professional soccer player, but like after high school, I was like, I don't really care anymore. But then I discovered bodybuilding at the end of college because I was like, dude, I can't play sport. Oh, I played ultimate frisbee in college as well, like professional ultimate frisbee. And then at the end of college, I couldn't play sports anymore. It's so hard to play team sports when you have all different lives. That's when I discovered bodybuilding.
So that's a whole lifestyle change, huh? Like, because I remember I came to your place one time when we were shooting.
We went grocery shopping, remember?
Yes, where you were trying to get me on this diet. But I remember we were doing like some kind of like sending to a company, some kind of like self-tape for me and you.
Oh, that's right.
And then I walk in, I'm like, you have any snacks? You're like, just open this cabinet full of nothing but rice cakes. I'm like, well, interesting. I'm like,
You're like,
well, we have cinnamon almond ones here. We have vanilla here. We have chocolate here. And I'm like, well, okay. You're like, this one has negative 10 calories. You actually burn calories eating it. I'm like, I want hot Cheetos. I want something crazy, but like, it's a lifestyle, huh?
It is. And you don't keep anything in the house that you're going to eat because you'll eat it. Right now I have ice cream in my house and I eat it and I'm like, God damn it. Obviously I'm very lenient about what I eat. It's fine. But like when I was bodybuilding, it probably wouldn't have been. Wow, this conversation is derailed. We were still talking about my style and then all of a sudden we're talking about rice cakes. Hey, it's like there's no script. Oh shit.
How you are breaking my podcast.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
You like the little frosted flakes?
Oh my God, I love it. The little kisses. Anyway, just circle back real quick.
Yeah.
We went from, okay, so after I dressed like a water polo player.
Oh yeah, we were. Yeah.
I started to kind of figure out my style a little bit. And I would dress kind of like I remember I wore pink for my senior photo and I was like, ooh. And then afterwards, I just kind of like dressed like whatever. But we'll talk about my dating in there. But I used to date what I was doing. I was a chameleon. So like right after college, I dated a guy in a hardcore band. So I would dress more like edgy. And then I would like somewhere else. So I dressed like what I was doing. It was pretty ridiculous. I didn't really realize I was doing that for a while until I was single for a while. And then over the last few years, I've really developed my style and I'm really happy about it. Because when you first met me, I was dressing, is that my phone? Okay. When you first met me, I was definitely dressing more like how every other girl dressed. I was blonde. I would wear like whatever the Forever 21 outfit was at the time with like orange flare pants and a little white crop top. And like, I never felt like myself ever, ever. I never felt like myself. I was like, God, like, you know, this doesn't feel like how I would dress. I'm just copying everyone. Like anywhere I'd go, if I was going to a brunch, I'd wear a white dress because that's what every other girl was doing. And I'm like, that's not me. I'm not someone who blends in. I'm someone who sticks out. And actually, kind of kicked the gear into shape for me was Cody, actually.
I was going to say, you and Cody have very similar.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like stealing a style, like coming. It was more like, I remember we were at the Stewart's fight. And I remember everywhere we went, we would go to a club and he would wear his style. We would go to like anywhere and he was wearing his style no matter what he was doing. It wasn't like he was conforming to what we were doing. Because sometimes I do that. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store. I have to tone it down a bit. It's like, no, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
We're in LA. And I remember him always doing that. And I remember being like, I was like, wow, you just dress however you want, wherever you go. He's like, oh yeah, I do whatever I want. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And and that clicked. And I was like, oh my God, it makes sense. Like if you look at all the music artists or mainly music artists dress in their specific way everywhere you go because they're a brand.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, dude, I've always been this like Avril Lavigne type of girl. I've always wanted, it's been me forever. Why do I not dress like it? So I remember I came home. It was like a scene out of a movie. It was like a montage scene. I grabbed all my clothes, I threw them away, and I was like, I'm only buying clothes that I'm gonna wear a lot. Like this jacket was one of my first like new purchases, and it's been my staple jacket. It's like my favorite jacket ever.
Yeah. So I think obviously growing up, who you look up to plays a big role in it.
Yeah.
Eventually, like who you become. I think that was like my thing was like people I looked up to was like Mr. Bean.
I thought you were gonna say Mr. Beast and you just said Mr. Bean.
So like you're like, oh, I want to be a badass. Avril Lavigne was doing this, and I'm like, all I remember is like Mr. Bean using a mop to drive on top of his car. And now
you do that though.
Exactly. And like I grew up wearing like always only basketball shorts. I still only wear shorts. Like, look at this. I'm wearing like...
You don't wear pants.
No, I never wear pants. I hate wearing pants. Cody just bought me 2 pairs of pants that I'll wear only on special occasion.
Wow.
Huddy just told me yesterday that they were going out to some club and...
You gotta wear pants?
They said no jackets. They said no jackets,
no hoodie,
pants, and no hats.
Yeah, you're gonna be fucked. No Crocs either.
Like I'm literally the complete opposite. I told him I want to get to the point, the The only time I will go to a club with them is if I could show up like this and I am so massive that they're just
Celebrity.
like, come on in.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right though, because like it really goes into Sasha too, my alter ego. Like she is like this badass character, and I kind of grew up always like idolizing these badass female women who are like, fuck this, I'm gonna go do whatever I want, but like still like be successful and dress cool. And that's literally my life now.
Yeah.
Like that's Sasha. Like I love being my alter ego character because I don't know how to explain this to people sometimes, but like I could be like Alex, this is me, but when I'm Sasha, I'm like 1,000 times more confident. I'm like, hello, what is up? Yeah, shut up. Like people think it's so funny because I think it's a character, but really I'm just like, no, this is just me being way more confident because I have another character.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So
And I love it. I love that like we all do our own thing. We all have our own styles wherever we go. Like personally, I'm dressed like this, whether it's a nice dinner or it's a hangout, and like that's the image I want to put out just because I don't want people to start changing when they get into environments like this.
Right. And like that was the biggest thing. Okay, so then the pink hair, this was an accident. This is the best accident that has ever happened to me.
What do you mean by accident?
Okay,
Did
we
you
were gonna
trip onto.
Yeah, I tripped and fell actually fell into your car, and I got stuck, and I was like, damn it, I meant to do the blue, not
That's
the
why
pink.
the head mark is on my car.
I was gonna earlier this year, it was like in January, we were gonna do my hair dark blonde and do a white streak. It was gonna be sick, like a white streak, because I saw some other girl do it, right? And this is where you don't copy people in this universe, like don't copy people. We did the white streak, but I've never bleached my hair, or I haven't bleached my hair in a very long time, and it turned orange. Because that's what happens when you bleach your hair, it turns orange if you don't do it right. And my hairdresser was like, listen, if we put any more bleach on your hair, your bangs are gonna fall off. And I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. He was like, hear me out. He also has known me a little bit now, so he knew my style and my vibe. He was like, what if we like, I don't know, put hot pink on it? And I literally sat there and I was like, oh my God. And my brain went to like brain blast mode. I was like, do I have anything I have to be on camera that involves me not having pink hair? I was like, do-do-do-do-do-do. And I was like, oh, wait a second, I make my own videos. Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, fuck it. And I was like, okay, do it. I was like, just do it. And when we first started it, by the way, it was only like a sliver of it. It wasn't like the full, almost full side. And it was this. And the moment he put the dye on it, I was like, oh my God. I literally felt like I became myself. I was like, whoa. And then when we did it, I was like, oh my God, I've never felt more like myself in my entire life. I remember walking around and I was like, this is it. All my friends are like, what do you look like before? Because this is like, don't ever dye your hair back. And I'm like, I won't.
That's what I'm thinking. Like now that you're like this, I only picture you always being like this. I think it was like this, you were meant to look like this.
Yeah, I think it's because it took me a long time to figure it out. And like, this is like the cool thing. I've always felt like I've been a little bit behind. I've always been like 2 or 3 years behind. Like I'm 29 and I'm figuring this out now. Not saying obviously people figure out their lives at different times, but I always felt a little bit behind, especially because like in the content world, a lot of my friends are a little bit younger and figuring it out way earlier than me, which is totally fine. But it's kind of cool to show that like, hey, I'm only figuring out who I am at 29. You got a lot of fucking time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so, and I'm still figuring it out, you know?
Real quick. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go.
No, you go.
I don't know.
Go.
Hi.
I was going to transition to talk real quick because you mentioned the fight.
Oh yeah.
You were a ring card girl at the fight.
And I was supposed to fight.
I was supposed to fight too.
Oh my God, we were supposed to fight.
Not together.
No, we weren't supposed to fight together. Actually, I would pay a lot of money to see that.
She would whoop my ass.
I don't know. You might got me.
No, but you were a ring card girl.
Yes.
I was a videographer, so
wow, cool.
that was
cool.
I got to kind of look cool too.
That was a really fun trip.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
Like we got to be ring card girls. You were doing the video thing. Cody got to perform. Stuart got to fight. Like what?
Yeah, the whole friend group had some kind of.
That was so cool.
Amelia sang the national.
Oh yeah,
anthem.
Amelia sang the national anthem. Like what? Yeah, that was a good trip.
How is it? How does it feel being a ring card girl?
I definitely wish. Like, there's a few things I wish I did differently because I didn't realize. Like, I was like, I don't know what I didn't think was gonna happen. I wish I got my makeup done professionally. I wish I wore different shoes. It was just little things like that.
So these kinds of thoughts go through your head, right?
Yeah, and especially because like we can get on this in the Boba time, but we'll get to it later.
Okay.
About it,
All
actually.
Right. You ready to get into it now?
Yeah, let's do it. Actually,
the boba.
Yeah, let's do
go
it.
get the boba. All righty, we are back with another segment of Spill the Boba. Shout out to the Boba Time in North Hollywood on Lancashire. If you guys want to get your boba, you better go here. Thank you guys again for supplying the boba. Let's get into it. Thanks.
Sound effects.
I didn't drink this one, by the way.
Oh.
Stuart brought it and it's spilled in his car. So it's not on them and it's not on me.
Okay, so how does this work? What are we doing?
So we're going to start. Just pick one you want. We're going to try one and then I'm going to ask you some kind of question. That one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Well, it's closest to me, and it looks like chocolate.
cookies and cream.
Oh, that's why I love
You like
chocolate.
cookies and cream?
I fucking love chocolate.
All right.
Chocolate. Did you say chocolate? Anyone? SpongeBob
SpongeBob,
episode? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I was like, how old are you?
Boom. All right.
Yay.
Let me mix it up for you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Take the first sip.
Okay.
Let me
Do I
know what you
rate
think.
it? Like, what do I do?
You can rate it. Yeah, we've never actually done like a full rating, but we should do that.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
Good, huh?
Oh my god.
Can I try some too?
No. I like how you're drinking it with like this over. Yo, that one
Wow.
is fire.
That was actually his suggestion. He said we
Yo.
should get the cookies and cream.
Thank you. And that, right when I saw it, I was like, oh,
That's really good.
yeah, holy shit.
We should have saved that one for last.
It's all downhill from there.
I'm rating that. I'm rating that a 10.
That's a 10. I think so too. I really think that was a 10.
He's a 2, but he brought me. He's a 2, but he brought me a cookies and cream boba. He's a 10.
All right, that was cool. Let's do one more before we start. Pick one.
All right, you pick. Oh,
I pick. Okay. I've never had this one before in my life. It's a green apple slushy.
okay, that's bizarre that you've never had it in your life
Why is that bizarre?
because you drink like 30
I know I
bobas
do
a day.
drink like 30 bobas, but I pretty much get the same thing every time.
Do you have a boba shop already?
I wish. I was thinking about it. I do. Matter of fact, I do have a boba shop. It's Boba Time on North Hollywood on Lancashire. Go check it out. Thank you, Armand.
Add those sound effects. Add little sparkles to it. Ding. Oh,
Whoa.
oh God. Okay.
That's a kid's dream right there.
Oh no, it's like a 12-year-old's gonna love it. I'm guessing it's sour. Here we go.
That's like a
Oh my God, it tastes like it's good.
high quality 7-Eleven slushy. That's
You know,
like
dude, this tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
that does taste like
Oh
it's
my
really
God.
good. It's not comparable with 7-Eleven. That's not what I meant. This is way better than that 7-Eleven bullshit. This one's really good.
You have just two completely different flavors of like chocolate, cookies and cream, and then like Jolly Rancher.
Okay.
I still like that one.
That one's better.
I'm gonna rate that like a.
That's an 8 for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say an 8.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like an 8.
All right, as I get ready on the next one, Spill the Boba, we like to talk about some deep, dark, personal, juicy things. Today, we are going to talk about your dating life, Alex.
Yes. My dating life that nobody knows about.
I was going to say, I don't even know where to start in terms of questions or anything.
I know.
Tell us when you came to LA and where your mindset was on dating and whatnot.
Okay, well, as I was saying earlier, remember I was telling you that I used to date what I was doing. So that's like my first introduction into dating, I guess. You know, like I dated this guy after high school who was in a hardcore band. So I was part of the hardcore band scene. Oh, and we'll try this as well. And then,
So I guess my question for that is, did you have a style? Did your style keep changing? Let's say like you woke up as a rock star one day. Would you then go look for a rock star? Or were you just Alex found a rock star, now I'm a rock star?
it was like what I was doing. So like I would go to hardcore band shows. This one's okay. I don't know what flavor it is.
Tight.
I'd go to okay, it's like fine. I'd go to hardcore band shows, and then as I've done that more and more, I meet a guy in that scene. He's in that scene. I kind of dress like that, you know. And then we break up, and then this is for 5 years straight. By the way, 2 years later, I'm now in community college, or 2 months later. Sorry, not 2 years. 2 months later, I'm in community college playing water polo, and I ended up dating the captain of the water polo team. And now I'm like full, like my hair is always like cool, wavy, and I'm wearing swimsuits and cool shit everywhere. It was just dating what I was doing. And then when I went to college, I like to, I only date high up presidents. No, I dated this guy. I dated like a guy in a fraternity who was like a surfer dude. And because I was at SDSU, I was a little bit more surfer girl. And then I dated the president of another fraternity, and I was just kind of like a girl, a party girl, whatever. And then I dated the president of a business fraternity. And that one was like my longest relationship and like the only guy I've ever really like loved or whatever. But then we moved away. That's a whole thing, whatever, heartbreak. He's already married again, which is insane. Anyway,
At what age did you, not what age, but at what point in your life did you realize what you were doing? Or was this something you always knew you were doing, like adapting to whatever you were part of?
it was after that last relationship ended. I had realized, I remember I was single for a while, or a little bit. Here's where it gets good. This is the get to LA. When this guy and I broke up, he was like the only guy I loved. He was like, oh, we'll move to LA together. I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then he got a dream job up at Nike. And I remember moving him up there to Oregon, and I was like, I'm never gonna move here. I want to move to LA. I was in San Diego at the time. And then I literally, when I got back from that trip, I told my friends, I was like, I'm moving to LA this summer. And they're like, holy shit. And I was like, that's fucking it. I'm moving to LA. So obviously I was single, going through a breakup and bodybuilding for the first time, because guess what you do when you break up with someone? You focus on bodybuilding. That's how it all happened. And then when I moved to LA, because back in the day, before LA, you would meet a guy, you would talk to him, you guys would date and then become boyfriend and girlfriend. That's just how it is. Like, you talk to one person. Duh. That's how I've always been. I come to LA. I'm now in the music scene, like the underground music world. It was super fun going on the festivals. I meet this guy in the music scene. We're totally hitting it off. I was like, wow, this tall, really handsome guy, amazing. Met him at a festival, da-da-da. And I thought, you know, you meet a guy, you talk to him, you start dating your boyfriend, girlfriend. Come out to find he's like talking to like a million other girls, and we're just casually seeing each other because it's LA. And I was not used to that. And that is what broke me. So I was like the glass shattered, and I was like, oh my fucking God, dating in LA fucking sucks. This guy like fucking broke my heart, because I would constantly hit him up all the time, and he's like, oh, sorry, can't hang out, blah, blah, blah. And he's with other girls. And then I go to a festival and he's like saying hi to me with like another girl he's making out with. And I'm like, what?
Now, is this known to be like an LA thing, or was it just?
LA is the worst place to date. And I never really understood it until that. Okay, what are we trying?
That is a peach strawberry fruit tea. Not as strong.
I don't like those other things in it.
The fruit pieces.
Not my favorite.
All right.
But so LA's known for that. Like, just like people are always looking for the next best thing, so they'll never commit to anything. They'll meet someone at a party, hit it off, have a great night, and then the next night they go to another party and meet someone else. Everyone's always looking for the next best thing. When it comes, same with us, we're always what's next with our career. Dating is even worse, especially in LA. People move here for their career. They don't want you like, don't like get in my way. You know what I mean?
So do you think this is a lot of people that are originally from LA that made this stereotype, or it's people that are coming here?
It's people coming here
to gain, huh?
Yeah, because people come here from all over the place to make it. And then obviously people want to fall in love too, but you know, I'm the type of person that career comes first. So I'm going to put my career in front of love right now, especially right now, right?
Yeah.
Like that can come later. But I was so used to the way I grew up. It's kind of crazy the way you grow up and how society tells you how to, like, you go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, you die. Right?
Yeah.
Then when you get out of your hometown and go to someplace like LA, where it's like career is first, and that's how I've always been, I'm finally around people who get it. But if I never left, I probably would have been fucking married to the guy in Oregon right now.
And that's the thing with like LA, like no one in LA is from LA. I tell people I'm from LA, they're like, what? I'm like, dude, we're in LA. Like, it's a big deal, you know? Like, and I think that's the biggest thing. People come here thinking this is like the magic land where you could gain access to millions, whether that's in fortune, whatever it is. Followers. And I think that's why they come in with a mentality like that. And it's kind of like fucking the place up.
Right. But I mean, at the same time, though, you have like all kinds of crazy talent. But dating sucks because of that. All right, what do we got here?
Caramel macchiato. Macchiato. You'll like that. You like coffee, huh?
That one's good. I like this one and this one a lot.
Would you wake up in the morning and go get boba in your coffee? That's probably really bad for you, huh?
But they're good.
For like what you were trying to bodybuilding. It's like the tastiest thing, but the worst thing for you, huh?
A lot of sugar, but
I love it.
Sips of it.
I'm not stopping ever. You know something's good when it's like really, really bad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, good stuff is bad too.
That's the other thing I like. Oh, I hate to go off topic, but I'm so passionate on this subject. Growing up, it's always like, oh, everything just keeps changing. It's like fucking like growing up, it's like drink your milk. Milk's gonna make you taller. Milk's gonna make you stronger. And then next thing you know, it's like you see a headline like milk kills Africa. Drink almond milk. I'm like, what the fuck happened to the past 20 years when I was like only drink milk? And then I start drinking almond milk. Next thing you know, it's like now drink only soy milk because almond milk has these chemicals.
But don't drink soy milk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, where does it stop? I'm like,
it never stops.
That's what I hate.
Kia's entire life goal is to figure out what milk is the right milk. He's like, I don't get it.
But like, and I also don't understand the milking process of an almond.
They sit there and they're like, okay.
Like, what does the almond have? Like little like nipples like a cow?
You should make a TikTok about it. You should do a TikTok on like you trying to figure out how each thing is milked. Soy,
Yeah.
where the fuck?
I don't even know what soy means.
Soybeans?
Soybeans, right? What are you milking the soybeans?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like just squeezing?
Sure.
That's water. That's just almond water. It's like almond juice. That's like eating your cereal with apple juice.
You don't do that?
I do.
I'm gonna put my apple boba in my cereal.
That's smart. I'm very pissed off at the fact of what differentiates milk and juice.
God.
Why is it not almond juice?
You're very passionate about
I
that.
am. Like milk comes from cows, no?
No, I don't know what the actual definition of why it's milk and not a juice.
Do you know?
Nope.
Yeah.
I gotta Google that. All right, guys, if you know in the comments, let us know.
Let us know. All right, back to a little sidetrack on
So, yeah, a little side quest. Where were we?
Uh,
Oh, that was the moment after that guy, by the way, after the guy moved, living in LA and talking to that guy. That was the moment all of my hopeless romantic part of me went out the fucking door. I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. And then I realized, I was like, oh my God. I completely skipped over the insane psycho guy I dated when I was a bodybuilder. Forgot about that part of my life. I dated the craziest dude in the fucking world. Bodybuilders are fucking crazy.
was he a bodybuilder as
Yeah,
well?
we both were bodybuilders. So you have two egomaniacs bodybuilding at the same time. Oh my God. This is the craziest guy I've ever dated.
And take a little break, drink some mango. You like mango?
Oh, that was good. I like that better than the apple
Really?
Jolly Rancher.
No. Rate it. 1 to 10. That's a 7.
That's an 8. This one's a fucking 12, man. I'm gonna drink this one again.
Oh my god.
We have found our favorites, clearly.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So continue. You found a bodybuilder. You started dating a bodybuilder.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that was another crazy one. That was right before I'm. Oh no, here it is.
Wow.
Oh, I know why. My timeline's all weird. Was it before? Whatever. I can't remember if it was before or after the music festival guy, but I was in LA because this guy lived in San Diego and he would come up to LA.
Did you meet him back home?
No, I met him technically on Instagram,
Nice.
but we went to the same gym and stuff like that. Anyway, he was crazy. Yeah, he was the last guy I think I dated because you got it over there.
Yeah.
He was crazy. We had the craziest, horrible, wild relationship. But it was the first time I'd ever dated someone that because since I got into bodybuilding, I got in shape. It was like the first person I had dated that I thought I was really hot, and then he was really hot. It was like the first. Usually, I don't just date based on her looks ever. I'm not that type of person. But he was so hot. I was like, cool. And then this is the first and last time because literally a month in, he would talk, and I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah.
And then after that, I haven't dated anyone in 5 years, and this was like,
Oh, that was the last
yeah,
two date.
that was like the last person yeah.
Uh-huh.
But like before that, I dated people for like 5 to 6 years straight. I had boyfriends like did nonstop.
Really?
And then
you had a 6-year relationship?
no, I had a boyfriend for 9 months. I'd be single for 2 months, and then I'd meet someone 9 months, 2 months, 9 months. Like literally, that was my. And then I dated a guy for 2 years, moved to LA, and dated these other two guys.
Is that like I know a lot of people in relationships, it's like, were you like just wanting to be in a relationship or what was the reason? Or that was just your lifestyle at that point?
It was that's what made sense to me at the time. I didn't even think of, people like overthink relationships stuff now. I literally didn't even think about it. I met a guy, I liked him. We just all of a sudden are dating. You know what I mean? And then 3 of them in a row. This is honestly my worst fear now, apparently. I think it's some trauma. First guy, we were dating, the water polo guy. I moved away to college, so we broke up. Then the guy I dated in college, he moved away from college and we broke up. And then the third guy that I loved, it took me a year and a half to get over him. He moved for a job. So 3 guys in a row. And that sucks when someone moves because there's literally nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to follow them though because I don't love them that much because I want my career.
Yeah. That one, I don't know what that one is. That one, it's like
Blood of my enemies.
That tastes like you're trying to be healthy but have boba at the same time.
Probably has more sugar than all of them because it's cranberry.
No, these don't have sugar.
Uh-huh. So I haven't dated anyone in like 5 years. And like, really though, like I've obviously like had my little flings here and there, but no one to write home to mom about. You know what I mean? Like literally nobody.
Are you waiting for someone or are you not in the process of looking right now? Or
It's complicated. It's like, it's a thing where like, I'm a hopeless romantic and I have to, like, I love, but right now I kind of like turned off my feelings a little bit because when I like someone, I get way too involved and I get way too like, oh, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll even put stuff off or I'll change plans to hang out with them. And that's not great, especially right now when I'm in like a prime of like my career. But then on the flip side, I mean, I don't like actively go on dating apps or go out and date people. I'm very like, I'm such a universe person where I'm going to meet someone out in public randomly. Because honestly, you meet someone at the most random time when you date them. You know what I mean? You never plan it. You're like, I'm going to meet someone today. So I haven't really like dated anyone in a minute. I was kind of talking to this guy recently, but like he didn't live here. He was just here. He was just here subletting a friend's place and we hung out for a bit. But it was the first time in a while that I've like had good conversations with someone and that I've like enjoyed someone's company. But the issue with me though right now is I'm so focused on my career and stuff that like I wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I like you, but I don't like you enough, you're going to know. You're going to be like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not, because I like you, but not enough to do this. Oh, my friend Lucy made a really good tweet. She's like, if you're sad over a guy and if you got an invite to the Met Gala, would you bring him as your plus one or would you go single? And that's how you know if you like that guy enough or not. And I was like, damn, that's so true. Like, but I'll tell you the biggest thing. This is the actual tea for you. Ooh, this is such a hard subject for me. The biggest thing with me is I have a deep voice and I have a bodybuilder body. And the most hated comments I get online are you a man? Is that a tranny? And when I first started getting those comments, they like really hurt me at first. I was like, oh my God, is that how I come off? I've never thought that way about me. So this is the dark side of the internet, is when people comment that stuff, even though you didn't think it, now all you can do is think about it. Like all I could think about was like, oh my God, my voice, my everything, And I was like, oh my God, I'm coming off such a certain way. And, but then I reversed it real quick. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I started doing all my comedy videos, be like, Sasha reads me in comments. And I would start like, they'd be like, you look like the white chicks. And I'm like, yes, I'm the hot Russian triplet, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it was totally fine. Like obviously when you're, totally like flipping it back and whatever, you're fine, but it still gets to you every now and then. Mm-hmm. And I'm very careful with people who I collab with a lot too, because like one time I collabed with this guy who lived in like the middle of America that I met at Wish House, and he interviewed me and I thought I looked great. I did not look like a man at all. Every comment for about 10 pages was, is that a man? Is that a man? Is that a man? Is that a man? And it was like nonstop. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like that sucks. Like imagine you being a girl and I'm like just like strong and I have a deep voice. Like this is literally my voice. And you're being called a man on the internet. Like, and then God, I've never had it ever happen to me in person until recently. It was really, I was ready to punch a wall. So I was with that guy I was just telling you about. That we were hanging out and we were at a bar, and like I was just in jeans, crop top, heels. Like I look good that day, whatever. I look muscular. I'm not, I'm muscular in here. And we're at the bar, and I'm talking to him, and some guy leans over to the guy I'm talking to and whispers something to him, and then I was like, oh, what did he say? And he goes, that guy. And my voice is going. He was like, that guy just told me that I need to watch out because you're a man. In person. Like, I was like, literally like, what the fuck? I'm literally, this guy I'm talking to probably now thinks I'm a dude. You know what I mean? Obviously he didn't because he's great and we've hung out a lot. And he was like, yeah. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just some stupid dude. The guy comes back to the bar and I lean in. I was like, who the fuck do you think you are, you piece of shit? I was like, you have no right to say that shit to some guy I'm talking to. And he just like, haha, laughed and walked away. And I was just like, so furious. I was like, who fucking says that? And it sucks because like I've never ever thought that way about myself ever in my life. But ever since I started getting all these comments and people saying it to me in person, I am now hyper aware. When I dress or if I take a picture, I'm like, oh, I kind of look like a man in that now. It sucks. It's like, that's like the one thing I constantly deal with. And I think that's a really big reason why I'm still single for me, is because I haven't dealt with it a lot yet. And like when I meet guys, I automatically assume that like, oh, they just see me as like some cool chick or like someone who's like one of the dudes. They'll never want to take me seriously or date me. It sucks. I'm like, whatever. My voice is probably deeper than theirs anyway. So that's why it sucks. It like is the worst thing.
I mean, I've never dealt with like any kind of like hate like that. I mean,
yeah,
especially like when all you're doing is putting out funny videos for people to see. And it's like, not only did you not ever like feel any kind of way like that about yourself, but it's like the whole friend group, nobody ever like even thinks this. It's not like part of anybody's friendship with you, anyone's relationship with you.
Right.
But it's like the things people could see online and the things people could like just come at you with out of nowhere. It could like really eat you up. And it's like, it's not even like real. A lot of shit's not even real that people are saying.
I know.
But it's like.
But when it happened in person, that fucked me up for a few days. Cause I was like, yo, people are literally looking at me like this in person. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. That one was tough. I was going to say something else I completely forgot. But yes, that was definitely something I've been like dealing with still. Actually, like going off my voice, I actually have a voice therapist now because my voice has always been raspy and deep, but it's getting a little worse. So I had to go to a voice therapist. They stuck a camera down my nose, and my vocal cords are just really irritated. And
Wow.
they said, I talk a lot, clearly. And they said, teachers and singers have this problem, people who talk a lot for a living.
I was gonna say, because your voice is very like, it's like it's just like you've been overusing it kind of thing, and it's like it's not bad. Like I've never even thought about that at all. It's like it sounds very normal, but it's like yeah, I mean,
I get a lot of guys at grocery stores who are like, damn, you got a sexy voice. I'm like, where are you? Where are you in my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People compliment on my voice more in person than like whatever. You know what I mean? Like I get so many compliments, but I saw this really good podcast that actually is from Jay Shetty. He interviewed Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast had said something about comments. He was like, yeah, you get a million good comments, but you get that one hate comment and it sits in your brain all day. And I was like, oh my God, yes, it does. But I try not to let it get to me. And I know that like my friends don't think that way of me, guys don't think that way of me, but like ever since I get those comments though, it's so hard for me to like meet guys. I feel like because like I'm also a bit more alpha, and I come off a bit more like independent and stuff like that versus
absolutely. I was literally gonna ask because the way you like present yourself, everything, it's like very like. Does it intimidate guys ever?
So, ironically, that's never been by like, oh, I hope I'm not intimidating a guy. I don't want a guy who can't handle this. You know what I mean? So like, I'm actually talking about this a lot with friends. Like, I'm very alpha. Do I date a guy who's really alpha, or date a guy who's like not as alpha? Like, how does that work? And like, honestly, I was thinking back to all my ex-boyfriends. I was always a bit more alpha than them because I like being more like, I like guys that don't have social media followings. I like guys that do something completely different from me because they're an alpha in that field and I'm an alpha in this field. But yeah, I don't think I could ever really date a guy who's also like really big on social media because I will constantly want to challenge and battle them. And it's fun at first until it's not fun.
I was gonna say it's a very competitive thing, and as much as you try to work with someone like, especially someone like when you guys are both already at this point, you guys meet already because you guys meet competing kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know, if you guys
right?
are already like two massive creators and you meet being massive creators, you go to this video shoot like. It's literally just like this whole, and it'll come back and bite you in the ass later on, I think.
I'm a big believer of like opposites attract because of that reason. Like opposites attract because you want to meet someone who can like teach you something else about something you don't know about. Like my best boyfriend was like head of finance, and I'm like completely opposite of what I do, but like not boring at all. We had the most fun relationship ever. We were going on adventures every weekend doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I think opposites attract because you're bringing like two completely different views in, but
Do you think opposites are more likely to spend a long-term future together as opposed to non-opposites? Because I think opposites might attract in the short term, but is that true in the long term?
I don't know. I haven't done enough data myself to give you the data, but like, it's kind of crazy saying it out loud. Like I literally haven't dated anyone seriously in like 5 years. So weird, but I don't even know how to date again. That was like, this guy I just talked to was like this was like the first time I've ever like talked to someone for longer than like a week. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh wow, this is weird. But then I didn't freak out, but it didn't feel right at one point. And I freaked out a little bit, and he asked me 3 times in one day. He was like, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah. He's like, everything okay? And by the third one, I was like, it's not. Can we have a convo about this? It was cool though. Like I had a real convo with him, told him how I felt. He told me how he felt. And then we're still friends. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Didn't ghost each other. Like that's awesome.
Nice.
So it's cool. But I haven't talked about my feelings in a while. So I forgot how to do that.
Will Sasha ever get married?
Both Sasha and Alex want to get married one day, maybe. But I don't know. I literally don't even know what to tell you anymore because, like, this goes back to me telling you, like, we grew up with one way of society telling us, you know, like, go to work, get married, da da da. But now that I'm older, I actually had an epiphany, like, last week or something. I was like, why does all the Hallmark movies say that we have to get married to make us happy? Like, my career makes me happy right now. I sound like such like an independent feminist. I'm like, my career is all I'm marrying. But like, I love, and I hope to fall in love someday because I love that feeling. But right now, I'm not going to wait at home and be like, well, I hope I fall in love. I'm going to work on myself because I want to meet a guy who loves my ambition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it sucks because every day I'm like, okay, where is he? You know?
You want to try some more?
I'm just going to
Go to your favorite
I
one.
know. Anyway,
What are we looking at on time, Armand?
A long time.
1 hour 12.
Perfect. Are you anything else you want to talk about, Miss Alex?
I don't know. If anyone watching this wants to be my boyfriend,
Wow.
I'm fun.
It's coming from my audience like that.
Audience is like, nah.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
kidding.
Oh my God.
But how are you?
I'm good.
That's all I get. I'm good.
That's it. That's all you get. Not much. Like, it's pretty much the same shit for me every single day.
I mean, we've come a long way since we started.
I know. We met when we were both like
at 1 million. we met and we both had our followers were like this. It was like you're 1 million and then I was 1 million. Then you're 1.1, I was 1.1. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I beat him at 1.2 or 2 million. Just kidding. But it's cool. What's really cool though is like seeing how far this entire group of us has come, because it was like, it started as like making TikToks every day together and then did it. And then everyone started expanding to their own things. And I love that about life, is nothing's ever the same. So like what we're doing right now, this will never be like this next year. Do you know what I mean? Like a year from now, who knows what the hell we're going to be.
Yeah. And just think about the amount of people that are watching us that are like, we're like inspiring and like changing their lives. It's huge. Like even you with your, like you replying to hate comments it's truly like allowing some kid to be like, maybe they're getting bullied. Maybe they have people that are saying stuff to them in real life. Someone that looks up to you, like she's taking this like a bad bitch. She's responding to the comments, and these are like hateful ass comments.
Hate comments, yeah.
If she could do that, then literally like I'm able to do anything. So it's like what you're doing is massive.
Yeah, I mean, literally when you get a hate comment, just fuck it. Everyone gets irritated by it, but literally just flip it and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna make a video out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you, but I have I do on Instagram and TikTok, I have filtered words on. So if people comment certain words, I don't see it, because like you're not allowed to call me a man on my own TikTok.
I hear you. Yeah.
Punch you in the face nicely. With that, I don't know.
Thank you guys for watching. This was another successful episode with your favorite Russian.
That's me. Hello.
Before I bring on the other Russians, I'm just kidding. You will still be the favorite Russian for being the first one on this podcast.
It is your favorite Russian, Sasha. I'm looking for a rich husband. I'm also sad I did not bring any vodka.
Can you like, we didn't get much Russian. Can you like?
Oh yeah, we didn't. Sorry, he got Alex today.
I know. Give me like a. Describe me to them. Like, tell
All
them.
right. So Sasha is this insane Russian, and she's only looking for rich husbands and vodka. She does not work. She wears fabulous gowns and clothing. She does whatever she wants, and everyone loves her. And she hates everyone, but everyone loves her. She wants at least like 10 or so rich husbands around the world. And she brings Alex along whenever, because Alex has to come along. It's like whatever. Oh, also, this is Sasha. This is Alex.
So that's why we were getting Alex right now.
Yeah, it's more side.
If you sit on this side, it's just like vodka, fuck you, Russian.
Oh, yes, and I only drink vodka. I wish I had. Do you have a little bottle here?
You actually gave me one for my birthday, but...
Anyway, I flipped the cap off like this. It's okay. I didn't bring any vodka because I got to drive, but actually Alex has to drive. Whatever. It's weird having split personalities.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell. And Kia Nalbandi will see you guys next time on No Script. Peace.